my dear.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's the view?
It's beautiful.
Hello.
There's nothing like seeing the country by train.
There is nothing in my part of the world that looks like this.
That's why I love this part of the world.
We began our journey on Amtrak's River Runner the previous evening in St. Louis, then changed to the Southwest Chief in Kansas City later that night, waking up on the high desert plains heading towards the front range of the Rockies. Let's go tour the train right now. The dining car is now set for lunch. Looks like one of the waiters is sweeping. And in the Sightseer Lounge car, passengers gather for the best view of the trip as we climb into the mountains. Downstairs is a snack bar, and upstairs a National Park guide tells stories about the area we're now passing through.
Unless there is most careful driving. The next day, Susan wrote, still in the rat home, traveling at the rate of half a mile an hour, with the road growing worse.
Now to our
worse,
sleeping car.
worse.
This is a double-decker train. These Amtrak long-haul trains tend to be sold out way in advance, so it pays to book early. And with none of the hassles of flying like baggage restrictions, security, possible strip searches, and being strapped into a tiny seat with no elbow and leg room for hours, the journey's a pleasure. Our roomette is downstairs, which gives us a smoother ride. Well, here's our room now.
Hello, my dear.
Hi.
You're missing a travelogue.
I'm sure I'll see it when we get home. And actually, I'm living it.
It is beautiful.
Our train climbs up into Raton Pass, then travels through the tunnel between Colorado and now New Mexico. We stop in Raton, giving the smokers a chance to run outside in desperation. Even before the train stops, they congregate on the stairs, unlit cigarettes in their mouths and lighters in hand, ready to light up the minute they can. The desert becomes more pronounced as we travel on. The color of the dirt, the deep clear blue of the sky, the dry rivers all pass by the window of our room as we head southwest towards Albuquerque. Mesas and buttes stand in the distance, and we're amazed at the brilliance of the colors and the topography. What is this? A statue? And that one to the right looks like a Buddha. Or is it an Egyptian sphinx? No, it's really an Adobe ruin. And there's some buffalo. Now we're entering the Rio Grande Valley, north of Albuquerque. It's time to gather up our things, because we're coming into Albuquerque, where we'll pick up our rental car for the drive up to Taos. We're standing about 10 miles south of Taos on a curve the locals call the Horseshoe. They know they're home when they reach this spot and see Taos Mountain and a giant crack in the earth. This is the Canyon de Rio Grande, the Rio Grande Gorge. And it's a sight to behold. Those mountains are 20 to 30 miles away, and there is one of the many extinct volcanoes in the area. But Taos Mountain, just a few miles east of town, is the centerpiece for Taoseños. And Taos itself? As we see the plaza with Taos Mountain behind, we sense the magic, the difference here. The Indians founded nearby Taos Pueblo 1,100 years ago. The Spanish arrived 500 years ago, founding Taos around this square in 1615, 5 years before Plymouth Rock. The Americans were the latecomers, taking over in 1846, much to the consternation of the inhabitants. North of the plaza are the John Dunn House shops, the only buildings that are not Adobe in the area. His 19th century home is the centerpiece of what is now a collection of cute shops and some of our favorite restaurants. And there's no architecture like the magical, colorful forms of Adobe that are all around us in Taos. The freestyle forms are organic, unique, with old weathered doors and ancient gates.
They're posing. That couldn't be any more beautiful.
And the houses. In the areas around Taos, Adobe homes abound, all with views of Taos Mountain. The original inhabitants start with mud and bricks, then a layer of mud to cover it all, as you can see in this crumbling old building. And the best way to see this technique at work is to go to a 200-year-old Adobe church in Rancho de Taos, San Francisco de Asis Church. The Catholic Church is strong here with beliefs brought by the original Spanish conquistadors, melted with a sprinkle of the indigenous religions of the Indians. Once a year, volunteers do what is known as mudding, wetting down the surface, then mixing straw and mud together to apply over the surfaces that need it. This is how the Indians built their multi-story dwellings in the pueblos for hundreds of years. And today it is still a community effort done in the ancient way. You can see why artists like Georgia O'Keeffe have done multitudes of paintings of this old church. Just at the foot of Taos Mountain, a bit north of Taos, is the village of Arroyo Seco. This has become an eclectic collection of shops and art galleries, a small flowering oasis in the desert. In the New Mexico sunlight, colors are more vibrant here. And the centerpiece of Arroyo Seco is this pickup truck, used in all the town parades and festivals. It's even on the town logo. Now we leave Arroyo Seco for our next stop, the Rio Grande Gorge. Driving over the bridge gives you a sense of its vast scale. It's a huge split in the Earth's crust, surrounded by the flatness of the desert and the mountains beyond. And what a view! So let's walk the trails along the canyon's rim. It's 650 feet down to the Rio Grande. There's Taos Mountain. And even here in the desert, things are flowering, like this cactus. And clumps of Indian paintbrush. Nothing can equal the view and the critters we encounter, like this male collared lizard.